Katrina here from Pilates Together, and if you're watching this video, it means you watched 7 stretches in 7 minutes, and you're an overachiever who wants to do some more stretching. So this will be about another 3 minutes of active stretching after your ride, bringing your total recovery time to about 10 minutes. I think that's a fair amount of time for you to invest in your recovery. For these series of stretches, we'll come down to the ground, so go ahead and have a seat, and let's get started. Little butterfly stretch to start. You probably already know this one. Bring the bottoms of your feet together, let your knees fall open. I'm going to show this sideways so you can see my back alignment. So most of you are probably used to rounding over in the stretch and just hanging over the legs, and that's not really doing anything to stretch your hips. I want you to focus like we did on the hamstring stretch or that figure 4 stretch on really giving me a flat back. So think of rotating your pelvis forward a little bit. Keep your back absolutely flat, especially your low back. So think of really hinging forward from the hips. And just breathe. You might not be able to go as far as you usually can into this stretch, and that's okay. You should be feeling a deeper stretch in the hips. If you need to deepen the stretch, move the feet in a little closer, try and sit up tall, and reach the belly towards your feet. If you can't bend your knees this deeply, or if it bothers your hips, whatever you need, just move those feet out a little bit further, and keep that back alignment nice and long. After that, we'll move into a straddle stretch. So I'll turn to face you. We're going to open out into a straddle. Inner thighs get really tight from cycling. They do a lot of work to stabilize the knees and the hip, and I can already feel a stretch here. So your inner thighs might be pretty tight. It's important to think of lengthening them. So if you already feel a stretch here, I just want you to put your hands in front of you for support and think of trying to sit up really nice and tall. If you can, and again, only if you can with a flat back, I know it's really hard, I want you to either walk yourself forward or come down onto your forearms. So I'm thinking of tilting my pelvis forward a little bit, keeping my back really nice and long. Again, try not to really round into this one. I know it'll be really challenging, but try and sit up as tall as you can. From here, you might know this one as a runner stretch, but we're going to turn it into a back stretch today. So I want you to bend your left leg in. Bring the bottom of the foot up against the right inner thigh, and then turn to face your right leg. So I'm rotating my whole torso towards that right leg, and then reaching forward with both hands, but especially with my left hand towards that foot. And now I want you to round your spine. So just round the spine and hang over that leg. Think of plugging that left hip down, and you should feel a nice stretch through the left side of your low back. Take a couple breaths here. So now we're stretching the QLs, the quadratus lumborum. They're 2 big muscles in your lower back. They do a lot of work to stabilize the hips when we're riding, and of course they're in that hunched over rounded position for a long period of time, so it's nice to stretch them out. Let's try the other side. I'll show you a couple things on this side, a couple modifications. So now left leg is out, right foot is in. I'm rotating towards that left leg, reaching forward with both hands, but especially the right hand. It's the opposition that'll get you the stretch in the right side of that low back. So you reach as far as you can. You might not be able to reach the foot. Now, a couple things here. If you feel the stretch in the calf, make sure you relax the foot. If you feel more stretch in your hamstring than in your low back, I want you to soften the knee a little bit so there's no problem with bending the knee. And then you might feel more stretch in the low back. Whatever muscle is tightest is going to stretch first. So sometimes you have to come out of stretching the tighter muscle group to feel a different stretch. So those are some options for you. If you feel it in the hamstring, just soften the knee. If you don't, you can stretch it out, relax that foot, and really aim for that opposite hip. One more deep breath. Carefully come all the way up. And that's it. There's your bonus round of recovery stretches. I hope you enjoyed these videos. Feel free to leave me a comment. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you aren't already. There's a link in the description to sign up for my email list. And until next time, happy riding.